We still need humans?
Not for most things. We'll decide. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. We believe unbelievable progress can be made, both inventing new vaccines and making sure they get out to all the children who need them. And the benefits there in terms of reducing sickness, reducing the population growth, it really allows the society a chance. It's a huge source of emissions, and there's new ideas about genetics and direct seeding. With cows, you can vaccinate them, change the genetics. Most of the time you're online, you're going to want to be in an environment where the people are truly identified. That is, they're connected to a real-world identity that you trust instead of just people saying whatever they want.
For each of these offences, I impose a suspended sentence order of 18 months duration. For the next 12 months, you will be subject to a rehabilitation activity requirement of up to 20 days.
Former football star Joey Barton narrowly escaped jail here at Liverpool Crown Court when he was sentenced for grossly offensive social media posts targeting the broadcaster Jeremy Vine and football pundits Eni Aluko and Lucy Ward.
All of these posts were obviously grossly offensive.
This here isn't about Joey Barton. That's the first thing to understand. He could have said something crude, vile, deeply offensive, and it still wouldn't justify what you're seeing. Because the spectacle in Britain isn't about correcting one man. It's about sending a message to everyone else. This is what happens when you talk out of line. 6 months in prison, mandatory rehabilitation, state-approved moral correction. Not for violence, not for directing harm, but for words that caused anxiety. That should stop you cold. Yes, inciting violence is a crime. Yes, yelling fire with malicious intent is punishable. But offensive ideas, uncomfortable opinions, those are precisely the freedoms that matter most, because governments don't fear polite speech. They fear uncontrolled speech. And this is how control works. You don't silence everyone. You make an example of one.
And it's plain that each of your victims experienced very substantial distress and anxiety as a direct consequence of your actions.
The former Manchester City midfielder was given a 6-month jail term, suspended for 18 months over 6 posts he made last year on X, including calling Eni Aluko pathetic and saying the black female pundit was only there to tick boxes, and several posts insinuating Jeremy Vine was a paedophile.
What happens when the largest creature on Earth dies? When its final day comes, it almost seems to know. It leaves everything familiar behind and begins swimming hundreds of kilometers away, as if preparing for its last great act. With whatever strength it has left, it makes one final dive, straight into the deepest parts of the ocean. This moment has a name: whale fall. Down there, far below the reach of sunlight, its body becomes a world of its own. At first, sharks and eels arrive, feeding for days. And when almost nothing is left, tiny creatures move in, cleaning what the predators couldn't. Then come the zombie worms, small, strange beings that release acids to break down the whale's bones, unlocking the fats and proteins hidden inside. Symbiotic bacteria feed on those nutrients, and together they spark an entirely new ecosystem growing around the skeleton. This quiet transformation continues for almost 100 years. One whale, just one, can sustain more than 40 species and over 12,000 individual organisms. It dies, but in dying, it becomes a universe, a foundation, a beginning.
You made $100 million? $4.1 billion. I was in a supermarket and I saw a gallon of water for $2.89. And I went further down the aisle and I seen another gallon of spring water for 59 cents. I just know that if you put that in these 2 different cups that we have in front of us, that I wouldn't know the difference between what spring it came from. When I got back, I told Chris, I want to sell water. And he was like what? To who? I said, everybody need water. So I ended up having about 10% of it.
And it was sold to Coca-Cola for?
$4.1 billion. I didn't actually say exactly how much I made, but I can show you all my teeth.